So we're coming up on the grave of Mary Hall. These are rather grand monuments, which means at the time they were rather expensive monuments. They'd be really expensive today, actually. And the angel is Mary Hall's mother and sister, and the sort of thinker, contemplative figure is Mary Hall. She did not give herself an angel, because the reason she was wealthy enough to afford these rather grand monuments is that she ran the best bordello in town during the Civil War. She had a house of ill repute, or whatever euphemism you want to use, right at the corner of Maryland Avenue and Independence Avenue, almost literally in the shadow of the Capitol. She knew her business. A bunch of members of Congress in town without their families, needing entertainment, and she ran the fancy establishment. We know that because of her income tax returns, she had to list her assets. We know that because of her income tax returns, she had to list her assets. We know that because of her income tax returns, she had to list her assets. And it's all, you know, Axminster carpets and fine porcelain. And her business was legal, and she ran the fancy bordello. The alley behind her house, which was known as Louse Alley, which was the less high-end ladies of the evening. And then when General Hooker was stationed in Washington during the Civil War, his troops were regulars in Louse Alley. So those women became known as Hooker's Brigade, which is where that word comes from. But Mary Hall would have been horrified to be associated with Louse Alley. She ran the fancy house in town. And actually, that site, Maryland Avenue and Independence Avenue, is where the National Museum of the American Indian is now. And a few years ago, when they were building that museum and they dug out the foundation, they found all these champagne corks.